Do you remember the last vegetable you ate today? Maybe it was a simple plate of steamed greens, a small side salad with lunch, or a few slices of pickles in your sandwich. Everyday foods that seem healthy and harmless. But if you're over 60, every bite of veggies, every eating habit can have a direct impact on your heart. I've met so many older adults who truly believe they're eating well, avoiding fried foods, cutting back on sugar, and adding more greens to their meals. And yet, they still show up at the clinic with high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, fatigue after eating, or worse, signs of heart failure. Why? Not because they're not eating vegetables, but because they're eating the wrong kind, or eating them the wrong way. Without realizing it, they're undoing the effects of their heart medications or triggering daily spikes in blood pressure. Some vegetables, though they seem harmless, can silently interfere with blood thinners. Others are packed with hidden sodium, raising the risk of stroke. And a few may even carry bacteria that can lead to heart infections if not prepared properly. The good news? These risks can all be avoided if you recognize them early and adjust your eating habits to suit your body's needs after 60. In today's video, we'll walk through the most commonly misunderstood vegetables, the ones that may seem heart-healthy but come with hidden dangers. And more importantly, I'll show you safe, simple alternatives that still taste great and help protect your heart. And chances are, the first vegetable I'm about to talk about is already sitting in your fridge, even though you think it's a superfood. Let's begin with the first one, a leafy green that looks perfectly harmless, but could quietly cancel out the effects of your stroke medication if you're not careful. 1. Spinach. Spinach has long been considered one of the green heroes on our plates. It's rich in fiber, iron, and vitamins, and has often been praised as a superfood. But for those over 60, especially anyone taking blood thinners or heart medications, spinach can be a double-edged sword. Why? Because spinach contains a very high amount of vitamin K, a nutrient that helps your blood clot and prevents excessive bleeding. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, Coumadin, or even low-dose aspirin after a stroke, stent placement, or to manage atrial fibrillation, too much vitamin K can actually reduce the effectiveness of those medications, causing your blood to clot more easily. Many people don't realize this and continue eating spinach salads daily, thinking they're doing the right thing. But unknowingly, they may be weakening the effects of their medications, increasing the risk of dangerous blood clots, strokes, or heart attacks. One study published in the American Journal of Medicine found patients taking warfarin who had inconsistent intake of vitamin K, especially from spinach, faced double the risk of clot-related complications compared to those with stable diets. What's most concerning about spinach isn't the vegetable itself. It's how inconsistently we tend to eat it. Some days we eat a lot, then skip it for days, then eat even more. These swings make it hard for your body and medication to stay in balance. The result? Sometimes your blood gets too thin, leading to nosebleeds, easy bruising, or unexplained bleeding. Other times, it thickens again, increasing the risk of clots forming in your veins or arteries. And the scary part is, most of these changes happen silently. You might feel perfectly fine until a sudden stroke or heart attack strikes. By then, it's too late to prevent it. So who should be especially cautious with spinach? Anyone currently taking blood thinners like warfarin or low-dose aspirin. Those with a history of heart disease, stroke, or who've had a stent placed. People living with atrial fibrillation. Those who've experienced deep vein thrombosis, DVT, since thickened blood can lead to recurrence. And anyone whose doctor regularly checks their INR, a key measure of blood clotting, as fluctuating spinach intake, can throw this number off and make medication adjustments harder. Instead of eating spinach every day, consider switching to kale. Kale is still high in fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants, but contains less vitamin K, and its levels are easier to manage in your meals, especially when cooked. Just remember, whatever greens you choose, eat them in steady, moderate amounts daily. Avoid big ups and downs. That way, your medication can work smoothly and safely. What about you? Do you eat spinach regularly? Have you ever heard about the connection between leafy greens and blood thinners? Feel free to share your experience or questions in the comments. I'm always here to support your journey to better health. And if you think only leafy greens can silently affect your heart, the next food might surprise you. It's crunchy, slightly salty, and often served with sandwiches, but it actually contains more sodium than an entire bag of potato chips. 2. Pickled cucumbers. Pickles have long been a staple side dish on the American dinner table. They're crisp, tangy, and pair perfectly with sandwiches or hamburgers. But for those over 60, especially with a history of high blood pressure or heart disease, this seemingly harmless snack can become a silent pressure on your heart every day. Why are pickles a concern for heart health? The problem lies in the extremely high sodium content in the brine. Just a few small slices of pickles can contain 800 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's 60 to 70% of the recommended daily limit for older adults. And after age 60, your body becomes more sensitive to salt because your kidneys don't filter excess sodium as efficiently, your blood vessels lose elasticity, causing blood pressure to rise more easily when sodium makes you retain fluid. Sodium can interfere with blood pressure and diuretic medications, making treatment less effective. A study published in Hypertension found adults over 60 who consume more than 3 grams of sodium per day have a 34% higher risk of resistant hypertension, a condition where medications no longer control blood pressure effectively. Yet many older adults still eat pickles daily, a few slices with lunch, a side with rice or a sandwich, or just for a snack. What they may not realize is that sodium adds up silently from multiple sources, pushing their blood pressure higher without any immediate warning signs. I once met a 70-year-old gentleman who had already cut out fried food and sugary drinks, yet still struggled with high blood pressure. His family was puzzled. His diet seemed healthy at first glance. But after carefully reviewing his meals, we found the hidden culprit, a few slices of pickles in his daily sandwich. It didn't sound like much, just a few slices, right? But when you add it up, each pickle slice contains 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium. His sandwich had 3 to 4 slices. That's nearly 1,000 milligrams of sodium in one meal, 2/3 of a senior's daily sodium limit. And that didn't include soup, sauces, or other dishes he ate later. As a result, his sodium intake quietly exceeded healthy levels each day, without anyone noticing. The danger is, sodium doesn't cause immediate symptoms, but over time, it makes the heart work harder, raises blood pressure, and causes ongoing fatigue. Only when he cut out pickles from his daily diet did his blood pressure finally stabilize. So who should avoid or limit pickles carefully? Anyone being treated for high blood pressure, especially if you take blood pressure meds or diuretics, because the sodium in pickles can reduce their effectiveness. Those who've had a minor stroke or live with heart failure, sodium puts added strain on an already weakened heart. People with swelling in the ankles, fatigue after meals, or dizziness, especially if you eat lots of processed foods like canned goods, deli meats, or bottled sauces, all of which are loaded with hidden sodium. Instead of eating pickles daily, try this. Fresh cucumber slices tossed with apple cider vinegar and a few mint leaves. It's still crisp, refreshing, and tangy, but with far less sodium, making it heart and blood pressure friendly. If pickles are silently tiring your heart with hidden salt, the next food might make your heart skip a beat after just one meal. It's small, bright red, and often added to boost flavor. But after age 60, even a small amount of this spicy food can spike your heart rate and blood pressure dangerously. 3rd, spicy red chili peppers. Red chili peppers are one of the most common spices in traditional dishes. Just a small amount can bring a dish to life, adding that extra kick to soups or stir-fries. But after age 60, especially for those with a history of high blood pressure or irregular heartbeat, even a little bit of heat might be too much. Red chili peppers contain capsaicin, the compound responsible for their heat. Capsaicin also stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. When consumed, it can make the heart beat faster, cause blood vessels to temporarily constrict, and raise blood pressure for a short time. For younger people, this reaction usually isn't a big deal. But for those over 60, whose blood vessels have lost some elasticity and whose hearts aren't as resilient, this stimulation can place extra strain on the heart. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found, frequent consumption of spicy foods may increase the risk of heart rhythm disorders in older adults, particularly those with pre-existing cardiovascular conditions. In fact, Many seniors visit cardiology clinics complaining of palpitations, nervousness, or mild chest discomfort, without realizing their spicy soup or chili stewed meat from dinner may be partly to blame. So who should avoid or limit spicy red chili peppers? Anyone with a history of arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation, or irregular heartbeat. Those taking medications for high blood pressure, especially beta blockers or vasodilators. People prone to heartburn or stomach ulcers, as chili can irritate the stomach lining and indirectly affect heart function through added stress. Still love bold flavors but want to be kind to your heart? Try these gentle alternatives. Fresh ginger offers a warm, mild spice that also soothes digestion and supports healthy circulation. Roasted garlic or grilled shallots create rich aromas and depth of flavor without overstimulating the heart. Cracked black pepper with a splash of apple cider vinegar, a tangy, mildly spicy combo perfect for heart-friendly marinades. What about you? Do you enjoy spicy foods regularly? Have you ever noticed your heart racing after a spicy meal? Feel free to share your experience or ask questions in the comments. I'm here to help you live healthier every day. And if a small chili pepper can make your heart work harder, the next item, even though it's often called a natural superfood, could thin your blood to risky levels if not used carefully. 4. Beets. Beets, with their deep red-purple color, have long been called a natural remedy for heart health. Many people love them, believing beets help improve circulation, boost blood quality, and cleanse the arteries. But for older adults, especially those with a history of kidney stones, digestive issues, or who are taking blood-thinning medications, beets may not always be as friendly as they seem. Beets contain oxalates, natural compounds that can crystallize and form kidney stones when they accumulate. After age 60, the kidney's filtering ability declines, making it harder to eliminate oxalates from foods like beets compared to younger people. Beets are also high in nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that can help relax blood vessels and temporarily lower blood pressure. However, for seniors already taking vasodilators, blood pressure medications, or anticoagulants, adding more nitrates from beets can lead to sudden drops in blood pressure. This can result in dizziness, fatigue, or lightheadedness, especially when standing up quickly. Studies show that adults over 65 who take heart medications and drink beet juice regularly are 2 to 3 times more likely to experience orthostatic hypotension, a sudden blood pressure drop upon standing. I once met a 64-year-old gentleman who loved beet juice. Every morning he juiced beets with apples as part of his routine. After a few weeks, he began feeling dizzy when getting up and slightly lightheaded after meals, even though he was taking his medications properly. After testing, his doctor discovered his blood pressure had dropped below normal. It turned out that the beet juice, combined with his medication, had triggered this reaction. So, who should be cautious with beets? Anyone taking vasodilators, blood pressure medications, or low-dose aspirin. Nitrates in beets can cause unexpected drops in blood pressure. Those with a history of kidney stones, especially oxalate stones, since beets are high in oxalates and may increase the risk of recurrence. People who experience dizziness or lightheadedness after meals or when standing up, as beets may worsen these symptoms. If you're still looking to support heart and blood health without risking low blood pressure, consider alternatives like carrot apple juice or cooked amaranth greens. These are rich in antioxidants, easy to digest, and gentler on your cardiovascular system. And if beets, a root vegetable that seems so harmless, can make you feel weak due to a drop in blood pressure, then the next superfood might surprise you even more. It's often praised for brain health, but it could send your blood sugar soaring if you're not careful. 5. Fresh grapes. Grapes are small, juicy, and naturally sweet, often seen as a symbol of health. But after age 60, this seemingly innocent fruit can quietly raise blood sugar and put extra strain on your heart. Many older adults enjoy grapes as a daily snack, believing they're full of antioxidants, the more the better. But unfortunately, that's not entirely true for those over 60, especially if you have heart issues, diabetes, or reduced kidney function. The first concern lies in grapes' high natural fructose content. Just one small bunch, about 4 ounces, can contain 23 to 28 grams of sugar. For seniors, this amount can spike blood sugar levels quickly, adding pressure to the heart and blood vessels. Even more, the sugar in grapes can trigger the pancreas to release insulin. And when insulin levels stay high too often, it may lead to insulin resistance, a risk factor for metabolic syndrome that raises blood pressure, cholesterol, and heart disease risk. That's not all. Grapes, especially seedless or imported varieties, are often sprayed with preservatives and wax coatings. If not thoroughly washed, these chemicals can build up in the liver, cause inflammation, and impair its detox function, something particularly dangerous for aging bodies. According to a study published in the European Heart Journal, adults over 60 who consume more than 25 grams of fruit sugar per day have an 18% higher risk of cardiovascular events, especially if they already have high blood pressure or heart disease. So who should be cautious with grapes? People with diabetes or pre-diabetes. Grapes can spike blood sugar quickly. Those with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or on heart medications, grapes may interfere with blood pressure control. Anyone trying to manage weight. Grape sugar can contribute to belly fat and weight gain. People with weakened kidney function. Grapes are high in potassium, which can strain the kidneys when eaten in excess. If you enjoy a light sweet dessert, try replacing grapes with blueberries or strawberries. They're still rich in antioxidants but contain less sugar, helping you better manage blood sugar and support blood vessel health. Do you eat grapes regularly? Were you aware that just one small bunch could spike your blood sugar after a meal? Leave a comment below to share your thoughts or questions. I'm always here to support your health journey. A gentle reminder before we wrap up. Not all vegetables and fruits are completely safe after 60. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to things we once digested easily. From a handful of spinach rich in vitamin K, to a few pickled cucumber slices that seem harmless, to a dash of red chili for flavor. Each can become a hidden risk to your heart if not consumed wisely. But the goal isn't to avoid these foods entirely. It's about making better choices, knowing your body, and adjusting habits to protect your health with confidence. Now I'd love to hear from you. Among the 5 foods we talked about today, which one do you eat the most? Were you surprised by any healthy food that turned out to be potentially harmful? Share your thoughts below. I read every comment and always try to respond and support you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones who care about heart health after 60. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos, full of helpful tips and real-life advice for a longer, healthier life. See you in the next video.